Dam.
For those of you that have been following the Oroville Dam situation, you've probably already seen this archival footage from the Department of Water Resources film, The Birth of Oroville Dam. Remember watching these old newsreels in school? Kind of reminds me of a California long time ago. So I've downloaded the video, and I'm going to go ahead and play it in its entirety for the rest of you that may not have seen it. It provides a great view of inside the construction and the inside of the Hyatt power plant underneath the base of Oroville Dam. One of the few views we get to see how big and cavernous that area is and why they need to keep it dry to operate. I'm also going to attach some archival footage from Beale Air Force Base of some flooding that occurred in 1955 of the Marysville, Yuba City area, and illustrates the chronic flooding that the communities downstream of the Feather River had to continuously deal with until the Oroville Dam was built. Anyways, here in the backyard at 3,000 feet, the temperatures have cooled off and we've got a little snow, so that's good to help reduce the inflows at Oroville Dam. Sure, eventually all this snow is going to melt into the Oroville Reservoir, but melting snow runoff is much easier to control than torrential rainfall, especially torrential rainfall on top of heavy snow, melting that snow along with the heavy rain. So cold temperatures and snow is a good sign.
Core block would be built.
Enjoy your picture show, boys.
Here in Northern California, on the western slope of the Sierra Nevada, flow the clear, sparkling waters of the Feather River, a river once prized for its gold, a river once feared for its floods. Today, the floodwaters of the Feather River have been tamed and stored here in the foothills as the primary water storage facility for the California State Water Project. This has been made possible by an outstanding engineering achievement, Oroville Dam. At the dam site, work began on the first of two tunnels, which would divert the river during dam construction. Part of the river channel was closed off. This allowed crews to expose the bedrock on which the dam's concrete core block would be built. In 1963, the placing of earthfill material began. The contractor, Oro Dam Constructors, modified an abandoned railroad to move the earthfill material 12 miles from a gold dredge tailing area to the dam site. A huge bucket wheel excavator scooped up rock and gravel at the rate of more than 3,500 cubic yards per hour. The material was sent on conveyor belts to the train loading area. After it was screened, the material was sent by conveyor belt to train loading hoppers. By filling 10 cars at one time, an entire 40-car train was loaded in less than 15 minutes. 3 sets of locomotives continually shuttled the cars between the dam and the Boro site. At the unloading area, the cars were dumped automatically without needing to be uncoupled. The material again rode the conveyors. The impervious clay going right to the dam, and the coarser material going to a mixing and temporary stockpiling area. Each type of material went to its own specific part of the dam, where it was dumped, spread, and packed down. Inspectors monitored the operation constantly to maintain quality control. In 1964, the second diversion tunnel was completed. By the end of the year, the construction of the upstream portion of the dam rose to 425 feet. In December of 1964, a record flood roared down the forks of the Feather River. But Oroville Dam was ready. And although only partially finished, it controlled the flood, saving downstream farms and cities millions of dollars in damage and possible loss of life. Meanwhile, deep within the left abutment of the dam, the powerhouse was being carved out of solid rock. Up top, construction continued around the clock to build Oroville Dam. Day by day, week by week, the dam grew. When completed, it would stand 770 feet high. It would be 6,900 feet long, 3,500 feet thick at the base, and contain 80 million cubic yards of earth material. In 1967, the final load of earth was put in place. The last diversion tunnel was closed, and Lake Oroville began to fill with water, 1 year ahead of schedule. Oroville Dam's powerhouse, later to become the Edward Hyatt Power Plant, was also nearing completion. It had been almost 7 years since ground was broken to begin construction, and it was time to celebrate again. On May 4th, 1968, Oroville Dam was formally dedicated by Governor Ronald Reagan.
Here before you is Lake Oroville, filling to its destiny for the use of flood control, hydroelectric power, irrigation, municipal and domestic purposes, and as one of the greatest recreational and fishery lakes in California. And off there is the highest dam in the United States. This is a major achievement of our time, and it's with great pride, therefore, that I simply dedicate Oroville Dam and Lake Oroville to the people of California's future, who will benefit from this giant structure and the water that it impounds. Thank you very much.
In 1855, the Feather River broke its levee at Gumtree, 2½ miles south of Yuba City, releasing a terrific quantity of water which spread at freight train speed to the west and to the south, and also backed up a few miles to the north into Yuba City, a town of 10,000. A total of 75,000 acres of fertile orchard land was completely inundated by the floodwaters from the Feather River. Naturally, the depth varied considerably. However, Sutter County is almost flat, with a gentle slope to the south and to the west. The floodwaters to the west were stopped by the levees of the Sutter bypass. This sketch shows the designed river channel capacities with respect to the actual discharge at the time of the Christmas Eve crest. Channel design is based on a 3-foot freeboard. Just below the Twin Cities, it may be noted that a channel designed to carry 277,000 second feet was actually carrying 383,000 second feet. Twelve helicopters representing all branches of the armed forces working together effected the rescue of almost 500 persons from Sutter County during the Christmas flood. These helicopters removed people from the tops of trees, homes, garages, barns, and automobiles. In fact, from every conceivable refuge. Approximately 150 of the 500 rescued persons were flown by helicopter to the base hospital at Beale. These were people in immediate need of medical attention. All others were flown to Yuba County Airport, a few miles south of Marysville. Yuba City, Christmas Day, 1955. Certainly a Christmas that will never be forgotten by the unfortunate residents of Yuba City and Lower Sutter County. The floodwaters had receded considerably by noon of Christmas Day, but there was still so much water over Highway 99E and 40A that it was almost impossible to travel through Yuba City except by boat. The eternal American sense of humor emerges even in troubled times.
Can you feature that awful creature? Can you feature that ugly creature? Creature features.